सगळे आमचे Herald TV पळोवण्यारांक माय मोगाचो येवकार 2022 QATAR वर्ल्ड कप काल आमी पयलेच क्वार्टर फायनल पळयले biggest surprise especially for Goa and Goans Portugal being beaten by Morocco by 1-0. The Herald has aptly given the heading Adios. And everybody is so sad. There was a priest who telephoned me last night. I am very sad. I don't even have the satisfaction of watching anymore the TV. But the biggest surprise for me came this morning. At about 7 o'clock, I live in Panjim, and there was this municipal worker from Panjim who comes to collect the wet garbage. And he tells me, sir, Portugal गेले मरे आनी कित्याक उरला आमकां आमी समजवताले पुर्तुगालाक फुडें पावतलो म्हूण. You can see what is the feeling in Goa, amongst Goa, and all over even the world, and Portugal more so. And then we had a very tight game, France and England. And again, a high-intensity contest where France beat England by 2-1. Let us analyze what has happened, and we have our panelists. You are now very familiar with our Gavin Araújo. Gavin Araújo, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
People know you, so I will not take any time to introduce you anymore.
Yes.
And he comes all the way from Ponda. Makes a big sacrifice, and he is a C-license coach, and he is coaching the Goa Football Development Council. You have already heard him earlier, and he is Frankie Mendonça from Ponda. My mogaco yokar Baba Frankie. Baba Gavin, Portugal, Morocco. काल तुका हांवें डावट दिलोलो आनी सगळे म्हणटाले ना पुर्तुगाल फुडें वयतलो म्हूण कितें जालें पुर्तुगालाक?
The World Cup is exciting because of surprises like this, sir. Although it's a shocking defeat to Portugal. But going into this match, if you see Portugal, a very attacking side, and if you're playing against a team like Morocco, where they're defending mid-block or low-block, very compact, very difficult to break down, we could see in the opening stages, they were finding it very difficult to get through them or get around them to score. And then you go behind, then you're asking for trouble. Once you're behind, they will be more stronger, very difficult to break down. As we saw, Portugal had more possession, but
yes,
the Moroccans matched them for shots on goal, which is 9-12. It is fair. Shots on target were 3 for both the sides, and they had the most important stat in their favor, which is goal scored.
Yes, and I think Morocco extended their dream run at the World Cup as they out-thought and out-fought Portugal in a 1-0 victory to become the first African team to reach the World Cup semi-final, with Youssef and Nesiri's towering header late in the first half giving the first-time quarter-finalists the victory. Earlier, Morocco had taken the scalps of Belgium and Spain, but the win over Portugal is of much greater significance. It was also one of Morocco's better performances in Qatar, full of determination and very smart counters, keeping at bay a collection of world stars. They did that despite losing key defender Naif Aguerd to injury before the match, and his back four partner and captain Romain Saiz early in the second half. Morocco went into the defensive mood as Portugal attacked from the beginning. Frankie, how do you see all this?
Actually, Morocco are called the Atlas Lions, and all are surprised with this win over Portugal. Portugal were all over. They were trying their best, but they couldn't beat the strong defense of Morocco, and especially the goalkeeper, Bonos. He was at his best. Portugal, you see, João Felix, they were all tried long shots, but they were all saved and well saved. Actually, I had thought that Portugal would go through because Morocco had a strong defense line, but their finishing was very poor. And yesterday also they missed two chances.
But Morocco ultimately frustrated the Portuguese attackers.
To some extent, I won't say they were all that defensive. If you go to see, they also closed Portugal down early. It's not that they were sitting very deep and waiting for them to come. Whenever the ball was on the side of their players, they would close down early. I think in the second half, they had two good chances. Portugal would have gone down 2-0 easily. And if you see the stats again, although they were very compact and very solid, but they had good options going forward, and they were very unpredictable.
If you look at the ultimate match winner, it was a very high ball into the Portuguese box. It was met by a towering header from Nesiri, out jumping both goalkeeper Diogo Costa and defender Ruben Dias. Frankie?
I think the goalkeeper should not have come for the ball, as the defender was already marking him. But Nesiri really jumped very high.
Too high, actually.
Yes.
And there you had the goal. And Morocco had another chance for the second goal in the second half, but Costa blocked it. Ronaldo came in the 51st minute, but he was met with a loud chorus of jeers from the crowd. Gonçalo Ramos missed a close-in header. Bruno Fernandes hit over, and goalkeeper Bruno saved again from João Felix. And then Walid Chedira received two yellow cards, one after the other, but Morocco held out for a famous victory. Gavin?
So I think they were army yesterday. They were a very good team, very well organized, very good communication. If they are missing two of the key players and Saish going out, that means they are not player dependent. Anybody can come and do the job. So I think they don't rely on individual brilliance. They are more of a team where I think anybody can come and do the job. And it's very well defined by their coach. What are the responsibilities, roles in each attack, defense, and maybe in transition. So I think they're doing it very well.
And I think Portugal's coach Fernando Santos couldn't be a success story yesterday.
No, he tried his level best. He tried changing players also, but couldn't beat Morocco. It was their day.
So the World Cup upsets continue, and they continue to throw up new shockers every day. Don't be surprised that we have Morocco and Croatia in the finals, and Morocco winning again and Croatia becoming runners-up again.
I think this is going to be very good for the World Cup if that happens. Everybody should have, not the few teams should win again and again. I think it should be spread around the world.
And after favorites Brazil were knocked out, it was now the turn of Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal to crash out. Morocco extended their dream run in Qatar, and they needed just one goal to send a former European champions Portugal at the championship out. Portugal started with Ronaldo on the bench again, but brought him on early in the second half after trailing 0-1 at the halftime. Was, you think, a good decision by the coach?
Yes, it was a good decision, getting Ronaldo back earlier rather than playing him in the last 15 minutes. Because when a player of Ronaldo's caliber is in the front, then automatically the defense moves back. But they couldn't break
it didn't work, and we have had good upsets, and I'm sure we'll have more upsets. And we have this Bandit with Herald TV, and this program is supported by Decathlon Kalangut, Martin's Corner Betalbatim, Adlengoy Family Restaurant, Doryadegar Multi-Cuisine Restaurant Old Goa, and Martin's Place Village Bistro Navelim. Stay back with us. We will come back after this very, very short break.
Please do drop in at a small little family restaurant called Adlengoy, which is just 5 minutes from Basilica Born Jesus and Say Cathedral. In this small restaurant, We serve authentic Goan cuisine and we are known even for our fresh fish, chicken, mutton, etc. Also, we are known even for the other cuisines like tandoori, Indian, Indo-Chinese. So why don't you come over? Also, we have a full-fledged bar and our bartenders do really good, amazing cocktails and mocktails. And also, most important point, we are having a live premiere of the FIFA World Cup. So do drop in with your family and friends, and for reservations, dial the number on the screen.
Today we are at Martin's place and the ambience, tenge ambience sarke chod bare. Like look at this, so spacious and so nice. You feel like dancing. So let's cheers for it. The food here is next level. Like it's so good and so the prawns, guys, they were so kurkurit. Like it is approved by Mr. Kurkurit. So look at me, eat them. And Goan sausage stuffed sweets. Kitne lagtale re ho. Sam ke kadis boom bang bang zasta. Ani tenge signature dish mila mare stuffed crabs. Kitne lagta bara pure crab meat, white wine, ani cream, ani cheese gun. Jauna hail mera ami prawns pulao ani chicken kafrial. Kafrial ki lagta har ke chod bare ta pulao.
Welcome back. You are watching Bend It with Herald TV. We have examined the sudden elimination of Portugal. The next team that qualified for the semis is France, having defeated England by 2-1. England had more possession, yet they could not make it. And it was a brilliant goal by Olivier Giroud. It is a header 12 minutes from time that kept France alive, on course to retain their World Cup with a 2-1 victory over England in a very, very tight last quarter-final match. There have been two record goal scorers, two contrasting outcomes, as Giroud scored the winner and Harry Kane missed a penalty after scoring the one earlier. Gavin, how do you see the England's captain scoring and missing the penalties?
I think he took the responsibility and somebody has to step up. It's not easy going and trying to score a second penalty because you already know the goalkeeper knows, okay, which way you have gone first time. You're already trying to guess now whether the goalkeeper is going to go the same way. And now they are teammates. It even becomes worse because he sees him in and out.
Yes.
So you could definitely see that he wanted more power in his shot because even if he had to go close by, then he knows if it's powerful, it will still go inside. And I think that was his problem, where he has too much power and he forgot about this precision.
Now we have seen that Chouameni put France ahead with a long-range strike after 17 minutes, but the England skipper Kane equalized with a 54th minute penalty following a foul by the French midfielder on Bukayo Saka. Controversy over this foul by Saka.
Yes, and there were quite few controversies like that. But ultimately, England succeeded in getting a penalty and Kane scored the first one.
But overall, if you have seen yesterday, Portugal as well as Morocco, and this game, England and France, the teams who lost were not happy at all with the refereeing. But that's another matter, and we'll not go into that discussion because referee's decision is final. So we are talking about this goal that they scored after 17 minutes, and then came the equalizer.
Right. First of all, Chouameni scored the goal from nowhere. They never expected the goal to be coming, but it was a very good goal. And France, as you know, it is full of stars. Anyone can score. Giroud, Griezmann, or even any other player. So they play always to a plan. Actually, England started with a 4-3-3 formation, that is full defensive. And they are always good at the defense. And France started with 4-2-3-1. So there was a man up front, always.
It was 3 times Premier League Golden Boot winner, Kane, who became the first player to both score and miss a penalty in a World Cup match since Michael Bilek from Czechoslovakia against the USA in 1990. However, it was a commendable performance by England. It was a frantic, well fought out match, Gavin.
Yeah, I think starting, I think France were very good when in the first 15-20 minutes. You could see a lot of combination play, 1-2s with Mbappe, Griezmann, Giroud. They were playing all lot of combination play, and that's how they got the first goal. And Griezmann is in the heart of both the goals. He was the assist. First one is there's a normal pass, but as Frankie said, QATAR scored from nowhere. I mean, it's a good strike at goal, goes
Yes.
through the legs
Yes.
of one of the
Yes.
English player.
Yes.
And that is why the English goalkeeper sees it a little late. Although it's a very good strike, he sees it late, so he reacts late. So we can say it's a very good goal, very good strike.
If you watch the actual move in the 17th minute, it was the culmination of a well executed counter attack which started not in France's territory but from England's territory, and it was Upamecano took the ball from Saka deep in the French end. The ball then cycled through Mbappe, Dembele and Griezmann on a 6-pass sequence that ended with Tchouaméni drilling a shot between the legs of England midfielder Jude Bellingham and into the lower left corner from about 30 yards. See the planning.
Yeah, if you see, they passed, and they made the England defense move into the penalty box. And you can see Tchouaméni on top of the box. Griezmann just passing through, and Tchouaméni just, his first touch was very good, and he drilled inside of the foot shot.
Yeah. Now we have seen that Kylian Mbappe, arguably the world's best player, and then Karim Benzema, the reigning Ballon d'Or winner, they were supposed to be France's main offensive weapons in Qatar. And Giroud had little role to play initially. But that was the original plan. Giroud was not there in the team. How fortunate for both Giroud and France that things didn't go according to plan. When Benzema tore a muscle in his left thigh 4 days before the France's opener, Giroud took his place in the starting lineup, and neither he nor the team have looked back. The goal was Giroud's 4th of the World Cup, only Mbappe has more. How do you
I
see
think
this?
Mbappe is still the main guy.
Yes.
If you go to see, even yesterday, he just went past Walker. He's very quick. Walker is very quick. He just went past him. Within 5 yards, he was 2 yards ahead and putting the ball across. And Giroud, last year, the last World Cup, had played till the final, didn't register a shot on goal. And this time,
All of a sudden,
credit
now
to him.
he's become a big star.
it's just like you have to keep on doing the right things, and something will come your way. And he stepped in the shoes of Benzema.
And the
He's
right
scoring goals.
opportunity.
Somebody's loss is somebody else's gain.
Yes, Frankie?
If you can see a player coming in place of Benzema and taking his place, you see how ready were France for the World Cup.
Yes, it is a fact. And now we have got the semi-finals. It's Argentina versus Croatia on 14th December at midnight. And then we have got France versus Morocco on 15th December also at midnight. Coach of France is seeking to become the first coach to take a team to consecutive World Cup finals since Argentina's Carlos Bilardo and Germany's Franz Beckenbauer in 1990. Do you think he is on the right course now, Gavin?
I think they are a team with the winning habit. If you go yesterday, I don't think they were all the time pushing high. In fact, England was pushing high. When they're defending, they were almost 4-4-2. And they were waiting for the right moment. So, possession, England had more. Shots on goal, they had more. Shots on target, they had more. That means France are a team who know to win when they are not the best. And that becomes very difficult for the other teams. When you know to win when you're not the best team, you will win more matches than others.
Do you mean to say that Brazil and Portugal became sort of overconfident, Frankie?
Yes, Brazil played more individually rather than a team. Portugal tried their best, but the goalkeeper, you saw, there were so many good shots on target, but well saved by the keeper.
So you have the goalkeepers dominating all these latest matches that we have seen.
I think when we go to knockouts, is more about the goalkeepers.
Yes, yes. And they have done a fantastic job.
all the teams.
Both the goalkeepers.
Even yesterday you saw the score line of 2-1 and the saves. The saves really kept the score to 2-1.
Yes, yes. And how do you see now France progressing, Gavin?
France has to start at favourites, and Morocco will be very happy starting at underdogs. And yes, France will have a task on their hand, but they have pace up front, and you need pace to get around or through very compact defenses.
Yeah. And we have seen England, they gave their best. They say that they go out with their heads held very, very high. Do you think so, Frankie?
Yes, Kane was a hero as well as a villain. Many also cried. And even I think Rashford should have been bought earlier.
That we can say all the time. I mean, we can also, even Portugal could have brought in Rafael Leão. He's very quick. They could have brought in earlier. That we can say it's very easy for us from here.
Yes.
But Kane, again, the Tottenham striker, he had matched Wayne Rooney's record of 53 goals for England to draw his side level in the second half. He did that. He did.
Yes, he did.
I think he's a great leader. I mean, to step up again in the quarterfinal, knowing you have to score to keep your team, it's not easy.
And I think they will do well in the future. They have quite a number of good youngsters.
Yes, a lot of them. Some even have played World Cup under 17 in India.
Is
Foden.
it?
When
Is
it
it?
was held. I think
Foden was there.
yes, Foden was there.
Okay. So there may be many Goans who have seen him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
played in Goa when
They played in
the
Goa.
quarterfinal.
Did you see him,
Yeah.
Gavin?
I saw their team, but I didn't know who was Foden that time until last year.
Okay. Did you also, Frankie?
Yes, but we recognize him now.
You recognize him now. So potential was definitely there. And what do you say now about Morocco? Because nobody gave them any chance.
I think France is too strong for them. But ultimately, it's the day.
Yeah. It's a fact. What do you say, Gavin?
I said the same thing yesterday, but I think I'll go with Frankie. France are a team, they can do well without playing. I mean, they can get the result without playing well. That's very important.
So how do you overall rate this World Cup now?
It is one of the best World Cup. We are just enjoying the games. With new countries coming in, football is expanding to the world. We are not sticking now to Brazil and Portugal. We are sticking also to other countries. You are seeing more fans of other teams too.
And Gavin?
It's very good for the World Cup. The World Cup has to spread around and not only a few European countries.
Tactically, technique-wise, how do you find it?
I think more and more players have more exposure now playing outside their country. You can see Moroccans playing in the Spanish league, I don't know where the English league. And they get exposed to better leagues, better games, better standards. And that's why when you go back and when they come for the World Cup, they already know they are up to that level. So the exposure is there. That is why we see more and more teams coming at the same level.
And with all this background, what do you think is the roadmap for India?
India has to do a lot of roadmap. First of all, the fans base should be based, and the children and all. This fan base should increase to every nook and corner. It should not be only to Goa, Kerala, Calcutta, right, Gavin? So that is the main thing.
But technically, club-wise, Gavin, what
I
do
think
you
if
feel?
you can go to the lowest level in Indian team, which is, I would say, which Bibiano Fernandes, a very good coach, is handling right now. He has again qualified the team for the AFC Cup. Last time they just missed of World Cup qualification in the final match by losing to Korea 1-0. I think if we can match an under 16, I mean, when they play against Japan, I know the last 2 years they lost by 1-0. They defeated Kuwait this time. They came out from a very difficult group. Now they're in AFC Cup again. If they can get through the knockout stage and through the quarterfinals, they'll be in the World Cup for the first time. If our under 16 team can match the best, why not?
And you
after
build
that?
up from there.
Yeah, and Bibiano has been doing it for the last. This is his third AFC Cup.
That's
Right
pretty
from-
good.
Yeah, so every 2 years he has a new team. He started in age group of players who were born in 2002, did very well. When they missed qualification to the World Cup under 17. 2004 lost because of the pandemic, and this is his team, third team is 2006. very good team again. And if we can match at that level, if we can progress from there, why not?
We did organize World Under 17. Here we had some matches in
Yeah.
Goa. Do you think the preparation for that was good from the Indian point of view?
I think I wouldn't go to that. Let's go forward and see what we can do now. And I will again touch against Bibiano's team. They have a lot of exposure trips. Right now they're in Bangalore playing one small tournament. They have organizing, AFF has organized a separate tournament because it was Bibiano's demand, so he can scout more players and make his team better of a squad of 23 because his AFC Cup is in May. So he has another 5-6 months. I think he has few exposure trips abroad, and fingers crossed if he can make it through the World Cup under 17 to qualify for the World Cup. He'll be the first coach and first Indian team to qualify on
We
World.
need that. Don't you
We
think
need
that is a must for us to grow?
Yes, it is a must. And I think India should follow one philosophy. If we start at a grassroots level, we should have one philosophy. Whether it is Spanish style or Brazilian style, we have to adapt to it. Then only we can get players at the top. Now Bibian is working with his teams. Now he should have a plan B ready for him. He should be able to get another player. But his style of playing should be spread.
It should be adopted and adapted
Yes.
by most of the
Most
teams
of the teams.
and by the country as such.
Yes, and that makes it easy for the coach to get new players in.
So we have a break for the next 1 or 2 days until we get into the semi-finals. It is Argentina versus Croatia on 14th of December at midnight. And on the next day, on the 15th of December, it is France versus Morocco, also at midnight. I am sure more surprises will definitely be there, Gavin and Frankie.
So now I'm a neutral supporter, so I'm just waiting for surprises.
And you?
For me, no. It will be France and
Okay, so you are wearing the France's jersey, so I can say that you are a fan of France. But may the best team win, and there may be surprises that keeps the interest of the game alive still more and the higher level. Frankie and Gavin, thank you very much.
Pleasure always, sir.
A lot of sacrifice on a Sunday to share your thoughts with us. And to all our viewers on this precious Sunday, all the best. Have a lovely Sunday and enjoy watching the World Cup.